Welcome back to another video. I was sitting here this morning and was reflecting on my books recently, and I just remembered an absolute game changer to how I was processing books and publishing them through Amazon KDP. So, funnily enough, I've moved away from the sort of hybrid publishing sort of space and have gone into predominantly self-publishing through Amazon KDP. And I've also still got my connection for the names we carry um, with Kiera Press, which is still good. But for the fantasy novels and everything, I'm doing the self-publish approach. One thing that I was really struggling with when I first started was the editing, publishing, graphic designs, books, and all that stuff. So there was a time there where I only just created the ebook because they were a more easier sort of book to do, and the paperbacks were worrying me because there was a few times where I created borrowed piece, but I couldn't get the text to fit properly, and it was becoming very difficult. Same with the cover designs. It was very hard for me to create the cover and put it on the book properly. And even when Amazon was doing its review, it was like, oh, it looks good, cool, you're good to proceed. I'd then proceed to publish the book. And then I obviously order a demo copy just to make sure that everything is perfect and it looks okay. And I was still getting, you know, margin errors and yeah, it was a whole thing. It was becoming very frustrating and it took a lot of the joy out of writing the books. So obviously, Amazon gives you a heap of support, which is great. So I strongly recommend you read their instructions and their guidance on how a book goes together. And you get their app called Kindle Create. It has completely made it so much easier. So if anyone follows me and buys my books or ebooks, basically Fallen's Bride, Borrowed Piece, I did it all myself. I made heaps of mistakes. I learned a heap because I found this, like, I just Googled it one day. I was like, surely there's an easier way. Lo and behold, Kindle Create was literally there so you can convert your manuscripts exactly how they need to go in Amazon KDP. And when you download it, you can edit it as well. So, oh my God, so much easier. I wrote my books. I obviously mucked around that whole time and was having a lot of trouble and it was making me hysterical and taking up so much time out of my day that basically I took those books, put them into this app. It allowed me to basically edit them as I see fit. I could put a table of content in there for my ebooks. I could take it out for my paperback books. I could do all this editing stuff and look for any spelling mistakes and all that stuff with the conversion over to Amazon, because sometimes when you upload books, Amazon change it and it mucks with everything you did in the Word doc, and you have to know a thing or two about locking certain things within your manuscript, which this Kindle Create does it all for you, gets it perfect, and it's perfect every time on the upload, apart from maybe every now and then it'll prompt you to do another upload just to sort of work out the bugs. But it works. It works. So if anyone out there is doing self-publishing and trying to do it themselves, um, don't learn the hard way like I did over the last 5 months where you're hysterically trying to become an expert at it. Kindle Create. Absolutely super helpful. I haven't obviously done hard copy books since the names we carry. They're pretty difficult. That was through a publisher though, so it was a bit easier. But self-published books, you can easily do a paperback and an ebook using this app. So great. So I hope just making this video helps anyone out there that's currently doing the self-publishing, because it literally put the joy back into it, because I was getting to the point where I'm like, it's too hard to write a book, because writing the book, spend all this time and effort and then editing, and then when you got to start mucking with all that stuff, it can be very disheartening if it's not your cup of tea or your area of expertise. So if you don't have the money for a hybrid publisher, or no one's picked up your book just yet for traditional publishing, self-publishing has been great. And it is a good way to just express yourself, get it out there, practice your writing, and get it out to the wider audience. See if you can, find your people who are like-minded and enjoy reading your content, and use this app, because at least when your paperback books go out and your ebooks go out, they look good, and people are getting the good, clean copy that you want them to get. You don't want to be trying to backpedal when you've released it to market. It's can be embarrassing, and it's also like disheartening, because you're like, you don't want your supporters to get a dodgy copy or something like that, especially after they paid their money to support you. So, little word of advice, might make me sound silly, but this is all very new to me, and yeah, amazing. I strongly recommend it, and you can Google it, find it pretty easy, and then Amazon has all the instructions there anyway. So, yeah, they're very good to use for self-publishing. So, hopefully that helps someone out there, because Lord knows it was driving me mental. So, yeah, thank you for your time, but I hope this video helps.